We have the AC power adapter. That connector goes to the intelligent battery. The intelligent battery itself. We have two sets of props, which are interchangeable. We have the number 2 controller, and we've got a spare set of joysticks there also. USB-C cable, a USB-C connector. We've got the power cable from the goggles to the goggle battery. We have the goggles antenna. These are the dual band antennas. We have the drone itself. So this is the version 2 goggles battery. We have the top shell. This is an interchangeable top shell, which literally will interchange with that one over the top there. And we have the actual headband for the goggles as well. So the main components here of the system are the drone itself. We've got the remote controller 2 and the version 2 of the FPV goggles. I may review both of them at a later point. They both look identical, except for that this one's got the ability to communicate over dual band. So let's talk video. There's really two sets of specs around videos. It's what's transmitted back to the goggles and then what's recorded on board the actual drone itself. So the goggles, these are version 2 and currently the top of the line. They receive HD video transmission up to 810p at 60 frames per second in high quality mode and 120 frames per second in low latency mode. So the onboard recorder records much higher quality. That can record 4K at 60 frames per second, and that video can be recorded up to a bit rate of 120. If you're only interested in 1080, which is high definition, that can be recorded up to 120 frames per second. And it also has rock steady image stabilizer, which smooths out turbulence and jerky flight movements. And it can be recorded on H.264 or H.265. If I'm able to zoom in, let's have a close-up look of the camera itself. So there's the camera, and I think if I bring in the Osmo Action and sit it next to it, I think we might be able to work out which camera DJI has used in this drone. So here we have the Mavic 2 and also a home-built FPV drone. I think that the DJI FPV drone sits nicely right in between both. It weighs in around 800 grams, and with a 20-minute flight time and speeds up to 60 miles per hour, it sounds pretty cool. It's going to be more tame than the home build FPV, so don't expect it to be in the same category. But saying that, my home build is pretty powerful, and I really fly it to about 50% of its capabilities. Because everything's been done for you, it means that you don't have to sink years into building your own aircraft and honing freestyle flying skills. You'll probably find it an excellent entry point into exploring, I guess, new viewpoints and capturing footage that you probably haven't been able to do so before.
So flight control is a pretty important part, and this drone has the options of 3 flight modes.
The first one, which is normal mode, it's a typical GPS assisted mode. It's the most limited. It's got a maximum altitude of 25 degrees and maximum flight speed of 15 meters a second, which is around 30 miles per hour. And then you can switch to the sport mode, and that increases the maximum flight speed to 27 meters a second or 60 miles per hour. And it also doubles the ascent and descent rates. So the next mode is manual mode, and that disables most flight assists, and that hands direct control to the operator. And then for the full freestyle flight, there's a separate goggle menu setting which you can remove the altitude limiter, and that'll unlock the craft's full potential.
So there's a quick unboxing and an overview. Keep an eye out for our upcoming full flight review, where we'll consider footage quality and also the actual flight characteristics.